Hello, everyone. For those that don't know me already, my name is Sandy, and I'm a professional English teacher that to date has helped hundreds of students attain their necessary band scores or scores in IELTS, the English level testing system, and of course, TOEFL also. I also help teach intermediate to advanced level English in many other aspects also. Today's video. Let me just talk about IELTS for a moment, because students wanting to get their IELTS, it is quite difficult, and you've got a lot of things to consider. You've got to consider your vocabulary, very important. You've got to have a good number of words in your arsenal that you can use at any time. Also, your grammar, how you can use these words together. And that all brings us into fluency, how well we can join everything together and speak confidently without hesitation and sounding good. And for that, we need another aspect, and that's connectives, linking words, transitions, the important glue that we join everything together with. In English talking, everyday English talking, we all use connectives, transitions in our speech, but these are very normal type transitions. If you're taking IELTS, then you've got to try and be a bit more refined, sound better by using more complex connectives, what we call the academic type connectives, and that's what we're going to be discussing today. So let's get into this video, and I hope you're going to enjoy it. So let's see. Here we see a list of connectors used in an IELTS answer. This was actually part of a writing section, but you can listen to the audio in any case. In the audio, you will hear how the connectors are used. And at the end of the audio, please try to assess what band score the work of this likely achieved, and put it in the comments below this video. It would be interesting to see how you rate it, because that reflects how you might rate yourself also. Okay, let's listen.
In this report, I'm going to discuss the causes of climate change and its effects on the environment. Climate change is a significant issue that affects the whole world. Human activities, like burning fossil fuels and deforestation, are some of the primary reasons for climate change. These activities release greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, which trap heat and cause the planet to warm up. As a result, we experience rising sea levels, extreme weather events, and changes in ecosystems. To address this problem, we need to take immediate action to reduce our carbon footprint and protect our planet for future generations.
Well, there you go. What do you think? This climate change thing is a thing that's affecting us all a lot at the moment, and I think it's a very topical subject wherever you go in. Many conferences are considering what the problems are with climate change and how we can remedy them. So it was an interesting topic. But how do you think her report went? Her written report, did you think it was good? Did you think it was mediocre? Did you think it was excellent? Take a brief moment and just put what you think she should have achieved for that, just for that small piece of work. What sort of band score you would think that indicates that she might be looking at? I know already, and I'll tell you my thoughts later. So please do that now. Okay, let's move on. So now we're going to listen to another recording, and this time it's on the same subject, but by a different student. And I'd like to see how you compare the two answers that we've got. And then we'll move on from there to talk about the different range of connectives that they used. Now, in this particular occasion, as you can see, I'm putting up the transcript of what's being said, so you can try and follow that as well. Although I think doing that is quite difficult, but it'd be a good exercise for you. So give it a go.
This report aims to explore the multifaceted phenomenon of climate change, encompassing its causal determinants and the far-reaching ramifications it inflicts upon the global environment. Undoubtedly, climate change constitutes one of the most pressing challenges of our era, exerting profound implications on various ecological and socioeconomic aspects. The anthropogenic origin of this predicament becomes evident when considering the detrimental impacts of human activities, such as the combustion of fossil fuels, deforestation, and industrial processes, which culminate in the release of greenhouse gases, such as carbon dioxide and methane, into the atmosphere. Consequently, these emissions instigate a greenhouse effect, leading to the entrapment of heat within the Earth's atmosphere and precipitating global warming. The consequences of this warming phenomenon encompass an array of ecological perturbations, from the escalating incidence of extreme weather events, such as hurricanes, droughts, and heat waves, to the exacerbation of sea level rise and the disruption of delicate ecosystems. Mitigating this formidable issue necessitates a concerted effort to ameliorate our carbon footprint through the implementation of sustainable policies and a collective commitment to preserve the integrity of our planet for the benefit of posterity.
So what did you think about that one then? Just a little bit different or a big bit different? Yes, it was considerably different actually, and just so you know, the band scores that were decided upon for these particular pieces of work, the first one was a band 4.5. 4.5. Now that kind of shocked me a little bit because I thought it was a bit better than that, but that was what the band score awarded for that was. And the second one you listened to, what would you think? 7, 8, 9? Yeah, it was band 9. It was excellent actually, but I'm always dubious about when I see these things and how prepared were they before they actually started talking or writing actually. But yeah, it just indicates the use of vocabulary, more complex connectors, etc. And this is the point I'm trying to make. So let's move on. So one of the things that exercise that we've just done highlights to me is that, you know, there's a big difference, a huge difference between the various bands and what's required. We see it in the band descriptors. I am perfectly aware of it. I've been teaching it for a long, long time. But many students just don't realize the vast difference between a band 5 and a band 9. It's phenomenal. I see a lot of students really, I want to get a band 8 or a band 9. My question is, why? What do you really need? Be realistic. What does your university or the institution you're going to, what do they require you to have? Be realistic. I saw an advertisement on YouTube where the guy says that he had a student that achieved 7.5 in reading. And he wasn't happy. So he went to back to the school, paid this guy to help him, and then he retook the IELTS test and he got a band 9. Well, I take a lot of this with a pinch of salt, actually, but the difference between a band 7.5 and a band 9 is very, very big, and it's very difficult to get to between the two. But the question I really ask myself is, in all my years of teaching, I've never seen somebody with a band 7.5 want to keep studying to get to a band 9. Hey, I've never seen anybody that can't go where they want if they've got a band 7.5. So there we are, that's what it. Now, just to conclude on this video, what I want to do is I just want to talk about connectives, the normal connectives and the academic connectives, and just give you an idea of how you might be able to, instead of using normal ones, maybe develop into using the more academic ones, just to be impressive on the day. Okay.
And, but, or, so, because, however, moreover. Therefore. Meanwhile.
So here are a selection of normal connectors, and you'll see the first four and, but, or, so. Yeah, they're very common, easy to use in everyday speech. But the six below that are very, very common also, but they can make you sound very polished if you're using them in IELTS. Worthy of note and worthy of trying to get to using these common connectors at this level.
Furthermore, additionally, in contrast, nonetheless, moreover, consequently, nevertheless, furthermore, in addition, on the other hand, therefore, meanwhile.
So that brings this short video to an end. The main message is to try and use more academic connectors than normal connectors to really boost your performance. Don't forget, it applies to both speaking and writing. Plus, be realistic in setting your goals. Most IELTS students that I have come across are working to some sort of time constraint, and they need to try and get their IELTS within a certain time. If you start studying for something that's way up in the air and learning lots of vocabulary and etc. that you don't really need if you're going to be going for a band 7, don't start learning band 9 vocabulary. Stick to what you're happy. By all means, aim for the sun. And if you hit the moon, yeah, well, that's pretty good. That's okay. That'll do me. Thanks for watching the video. Take care and see you in the next one.